It's the last of the semi-finals. Only the best 6 cooks remain.
Guys, the sticky toffee's burnt. What?
Oh, their expectations look so high.
Last time, Brian and Henri went home.
I love you. I love you.
I didn't know it would be this intense. Yesterday, I found myself crying over a pudding. It's ridiculous.
I really like to push myself and do something quite spectacular.
I was awake at 4 this morning, mind going. It's like a roller coaster, but it's quite addictive.
Honestly, if somebody told me I'd be final 6, just wouldn't have believed it. So hopefully another fun round.
There's everything for me to play for today, and I'm going to be playing hard.
At the end, this year's competition will have its final 4.
Welcome back. Competition's hotting up, isn't it? You can feel it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Great British Takeaway Challenge. In front of each of you, there is a coloured box. Each coloured box denotes a different dish. Yellow box, reveal your ingredients. Becky and Angelica, we would like from you fish, chips, mushy peas and tartar sauce. Blue box, reveal your ingredients. Kate and Ulrika, we would like from you a hamburger. A wonderful burger served with chips, coleslaw and a relish. Green box, reveal your ingredients. Leslie and Dev, you are tasked with probably the most popular takeaway in the whole country. An Indian chicken curry with chapatis and a chutney. Important round this, because at the end of this, one of you is going home. 1 hour and 20 minutes. Let's cook.
Don't cook these things. You don't want to cry? I don't even want to touch it.
What to deal with?
No, just we do it together.
Okay. Yeah, so go right, just cut right down.
Yeah.
Using the bones to sort of guide you.
I don't even like touching fish.
Why don't you like touching fish?
I don't eat fish. I'm a bit like a vegetarian, but with fish.
But somebody who swims?
I know, I'm scared of the sea, though.
Pardon?
Petrified of the sea.
Are you?
Yeah.
So it's got...
What is that?
Oh, I know. Yuck.
How cool is that? To do that, first time ever, is amazing.
Thank you. Well,
Good
it's
job, both of you.
all Angelica, so thank you.
No.
Dev's funky and his food's funky, and he's ambitious.
I like the bold Dev. I like the courageous Dev. He gives himself a huge amount to do, but I'd rather him do that than be safe.
I feel like my cooking has got better, my palate has expanded a little bit, and more than anything, my understanding of what it takes to, you know, be a decent chef. It's time to pull out the stops.
Are you happy with where you stood? Because you could have been fish and chip or burger stand, couldn't you?
I am over the moon about getting this station. This is the best one for me.
You've obviously made curries before.
Yeah, I've made curries a bunch of times before. I feel like I know what I'm doing, but I always work from a recipe.
Do you have many takeaways, Dev?
I have takeaways all the time. I work quite late hours, but I'm quite snobby about my takeaway as well.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Go on.
I like to, you know, order from decent Italian places. Like, I won't order from a chain or something like that. I'm quite snobby in that way. So I know what flavour I'm after. Whether or not I'll be able to achieve it is another thing.
Dev's lucked out. He understands the flavour of a curry. Dev seems to be slaving over his chutney with lots and lots of mangoes. That means that his chicken curry has to be really spicy because he's making something sweet to go with it.
Guys, 20 minutes have gone. You've got an hour. An hour? My takeaway people can't even deliver in an hour.
Leslie's food is full of heart and soul. She's a true entertainer.
Leslie does the food you want to eat. It's proper quality home cooking made with a bit of love.
The real excitement about being here for me, that I genuinely didn't know there was this little cook inside, actually started to become a bit confident and, wow, I can do this.
Leslie, you were faced with a curry box.
Yes, to my amazement.
How do you feel about that?
Well, I've never made a curry in my life, I have to say. When I heard the burger box and I heard the fish and chip box, I thought, they were my boxes. But I've tasted loads of them. I've eaten loads of curries. It's just getting the proportions right.
So what are you going to do to put your own stamp on this?
Well, I'm going to make it very fruity. I'm going to do a really fruity chutney. And I'm going to do lots of lovely flavourings in my rice. And I'm going to put peas in with my chicken.
Peas in with your chicken?
Peas are sweet. I don't know. I'm making this up. But I'm loving doing it.
Leslie, she doesn't look completely comfortable. Curry sauce needs to be thick enough so that it coats everything. And then you want layers of spice to hit your palate. Angelica, mate, she's strong. She's looking very strong indeed.
Great flavoursome food, great presentation. Angelica is one to catch.
This whole experience has taken over my life. I go to bed thinking about MasterChef, I wake up thinking about MasterChef. I can talk to you about carrots till the cows come home.
Angelica, what do you know about takeaways?
A lot. There was a period when, after I had my first child, I had takeaways nearly every night.
You love fish and chips?
I love fish and chips. So my granddad, every time he'd come and see us, he'd bring us a large portion of fish and chips that I'd share with my sister and a big bar of chocolate. And it just reminds me of my granddad so much.
In your opinion, Angelica, what makes a fantastic fish and chips?
It has to be good batter. It has to be crispy on the outside. The chips have to be just, you can have a bite, but still soft so that the vinegar just seeps through into it. Luscious. And the peas, not too mushy, but just a bit of bite.
Angelica, I think I'm falling in love.
Those plates are very, very thin fillets. The coating has to be lovely and crispy, and inside, when you break it open, it's lovely and white and still moist inside. That's tough to get right.
Becky has grown throughout this competition so much that she actually took the reins at the RNLI. She was team leader.
Being an Olympic athlete, she is trained. She's pushed herself all the way through the competition, and she continually gets better.
Every single challenge thrown at us so far has been so hard and intense and full on and unexpected as well. It has been really, really tough.
You've done something quite amazing today, haven't you, really?
This is a big day for me. I don't even touch fish, and I got very, very emotional seeing the head and all that. I was so grateful for Angelica for helping me out.
Right, what else are you doing with your fish and chips then?
I've never eaten a tartar sauce before, but I'm guessing the ingredients that we've got are capers and gherkins, so I'm going with capers and gherkins.
Becky was in tears earlier, so she's really had to dig deep. You've got to hand it to her. She soldiered on. She's getting through it. How good it's going to be, I don't know, but all credit to her. You've got just 30 minutes left. That's all you got.
You and I have rejoiced in Enrique's flavour because she makes the difficult look quite simple.
Her presentation is nice. Always really clean lines, always fresh looking.
There's a fight to the death for the last places. And actually, we all know that we can't make mistakes, and that's the terrifying thing. My heart is just pounding away. I'm going to need beta blockers.
Ulrika, are you a burger eater?
I am. I love burgers. We eat burgers in the summer at home, yeah.
Busy lady, busy mum. How has MasterChef infiltrated your life?
Oh, my gosh, my poor children. They were so thrilled the other night when I said, I tell you what, let's do cheese on toast. They were so, thank the Lord. They were so fed up with me doing new things.
So, have you got a special Ulrika plan?
I'm keeping going and working in my mind as I go along, so yes. It's a work in progress.
Ulrika's burger has to have a right degree of moisture. That means the burger outside has to be cooked very quickly, so it's lovely and crispy, and the inside is still moist. Chips are the secret. Chips have to be crisp on the outside, fluffy on the inside, coated with salt.
I've never seen anybody get through the amount of work that Kate gets through.
When Kate focuses on the heart and soul of a dish, it's truly delicious. When she starts to throw too much at it, it can be a bit confused.
I'm married to a man who won't eat takeaways, so we have to invent our own in our house. So one of the most popular dishes in our family home is Mum's fried chicken, MFC we call it.
Kate.
Yes.
Tell me the best burger you've ever eaten in your life.
The first burger I ate in the States, it was absolutely bursting with flavour, and there were so many different layers to it that weren't expected.
So what's going to go in your burger to make it special?
What isn't going to go in my burger to make it special? It's going to be a double bacon cheese chili burger, so 2 levels to it. It's going to have homemade beer battered onion rings with it. It's going to have gherkins on it, because I love extra gherkins on my burger, and I'm doing 2 different types of fries today as well.
What about the presentation of this massive burger?
I need one of those wooden skewers that you get in posh pubs. That's what I need, that you hook your onion rings over the top of.
Kate obviously loves burgers, and Kate has obviously made a burger before. I think she's throwing too much at that burger. I know you can get burgers with loads of stuff thrown in them. Personally, I just want a well-cooked burger. You've got just 8 minutes left. Yeah, just 8 minutes. Guys, just so you know, you have 3 minutes. Time is up. Stop. Stop.
How you doing? Oh, that's fantastic. That looks like something out of a kid's book. That's wonderful.
Is that like calamari or just an onion ring?
Onion rings. He's not a Yorkshireman, is he?
First up is Angelica. She's made beer-battered plaice, served with scraps, chunky chips, an onion ring, pea puree, and tartar sauce.
I think it looks like very nice posh fish and chips. Well done.
Thank you.
Your batter on that fish is fantastic. I love the fact that the batter has actually come away from the fish, so it stays really, really crunchy, and the fish is cooked very, very well.
I think that's pretty much perfect. Crispy batter on top of soft fish, sweet peas, and a really, really tangy tartar sauce. Well done.
Thank you. Today, I really wanted to produce an amazing plate of food. So to get those comments really means a lot.
Well done.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I need to lie down. There's too much programme.
Get you some kitchen roll.
To accompany her battered fish, Becky has cooked onion rings, triple-cooked chips, and mushy peas with mint and tartar sauce.
I think that looks nice, and finding out that you don't like preparing fish and feel uncomfortable with fish, I think that is an absolute triumph. Well, it's bordering on miracle. Your fish is brilliant. The fish is really, really good. You've got a really nice crispy batter and you've got light fish inside. I'm not a fan of the mint in the peas. It's not that it's the mint, it's the vinegar as well. It's now very, very sharp and very, very sweet, and personally I think the peas are sweet enough. But I tell you what, not bad at all. Very difficult if you don't like eating it.
Yeah.
Your chips need to be cooked more. That's just a little bit longer in the deep fryer. As to the rest of it, Becky, I'm really pleased for you. The fish is absolutely lovely. Your batter's wonderful and crisp. You made onion rings, which is great. And I love the vinegar in the peas. Because that's what... Yeah, I love vinegar in peas.
My dad would have shot me if I didn't put vinegar in the peas. That's why I had to do it for my dad.
To do this, I think good on you.
Thank you. Crying the first 20 minutes of doing that task and to be able to get something plated up, to get it served. I'm a little bit disappointed, but just because chips is the only thing that I'm used to eating and they were the only thing that was bad. So I was like, damn it.
Ulrika's takeaway is a beef burger with chunky chips, a tomato relish, coleslaw, and a blue cheese and sour cream dip.
I like everything, and I think your plate looks really clean. I would like the burger to fill up the bun. It looks like I've bought the wrong buns for my burger or the wrong burger for my buns. Do you know what I mean?
Love your tomato relish. I think that's really good. I love it. It's really, really fresh, going with all the other bits on your plate. I like your coleslaw because it's not dressed with anything thick. Your burger bun needs to be toasted because it's a bit...
I know, I completely forgot.
All the juice is going into your burger bun and making it go all soggy. But otherwise, I like it. I like the fresh approach to it.
I agree. Love the blue cheese. Absolutely love it. It's creamy and it gives it a little bit of salty, tangy. Like the burger very much. Those chips need more cooking.
Sorry. I feel a little bit better now, actually, because I prepared for horrendous comments. So that was a huge, huge relief. Really nice surprise.
Reverend Kate's takeaway is a double quarter-pounder chili cheeseburger with onion rings, regular and sweet potato fries, coleslaw, ketchup and mayonnaise.
Very rarely do we see somebody who does so much work in such a short period of time. What you achieve in a short period of time is quite extraordinary.
I do like the flavours in your burger. I like the little bit of chilli heat and I like the seasoning. Your chips I'd like a little bit more crispy. There's a lot of batter on this onion ring.
I really love your homemade ketchup. I think that's great, because it is sweet and it's still sharp. Your mayonnaise is beautifully made. Your chili cheese bacon double burger is really tasty, but it's very hard to eat.
OK. There are lots of things I wish I'd done differently with this dish. I wish I'd not been quite so over-generous. But I'm not very good at being stood idle. The devil makes work for idle hands.
Leslie's Indian takeaway is a chicken, spinach, mango and apple curry with lemon rice, chapatis and an apple and mango chutney.
Your chicken curry, it doesn't have any heat, per se. It's not chilly hot in any way at all. For me, it's more reminiscent of a tagine. It's sort of North African in spice, and it's fruity and sweet. I think it must be the lemon rind as well through that rice, which makes me feel as though I'm not sort of in India, but I feel like I'm somewhere else in the world.
OK.
It's not really a curry flavour. It doesn't come in layers of spice. It's very bitter. And I'd like a little bit more spice.
Spice in there, yeah. I was totally out of my depth today. I was cooking blind. I know it was a little bit confusing for the judges because I put a lot of fruit in, and perhaps that's not something that's normally in Indian curry, but I was trying to give it my own twist.
finally, it's Dev. His chicken curry is served with turmeric and cardamom rice, chapatis, and a mango, apple and tomato chutney.
Dev, I really like your attempt at presentation. And you know what? Although there's not enough chapati on the plate, I like your little rounds. Your chicken inside your curry is still lovely and moist. The sauce around the outside starts off being really sweet from tomatoes and then goes into properly spicy. It's got a decent amount of heat. You can taste the garam masala, you can taste the cardamom running through it. It tastes of a takeaway.
That's a really well-flavoured curry. The bits of onion in your rice I really like. This little salad, if you like, because it's not a chutney. Saltiness you've got in there with sweetness of fruit. I think you've got presentation right. I think you've got the flavours bang on. Well done.
Thank you. What I was going for is not just a overpowering taste to begin with, but layers of flavour. And I'm really glad that John and Greg picked up on that. Overall, I'm very happy with that. Man, what a relief.
I want to thank you all, because you're great people and you're cooking your hearts out. I can see that. We've got a tough job to do. Thank you so much. Off you go.
Oh, glad that's
Gosh, another one down. Another one. Will you survive? Oh.
I don't want to get rid of one of these contestants now. I really don't. They've worked so hard.
But the fact is, we are going to have to lose one of them. Your cook of the day was?
My favourite dish today was cooked by Angelica. I think her fish and chips was nigh on perfect. I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah, I think Angelica did a great job.
I'll tell you who else I thought cooked really, really well. That was Dev. I thought he packed so much flavour into that curry. I thought it was great.
And Dev was singing about presentation. I mean, he has really changed as a cook in this competition.
Can I say who else I thought did really well? And that's Becky.
Yeah.
Decent fish and chips, decent tartar sauce. I didn't like the mint through the peas. You did very much, so does Becky's dad. I think Becky has done well.
The finished article from Becky, you wouldn't know that she had an issue with that fish. She produced a great plate of food.
Ulrika's burger, I think, was nicely flavoured and nicely cooked. However, Ulrika's chips needed more cooking.
She flavours her food very, very well. Even the coleslaw, just with a tiny bit of dressing on the outside, was tasty.
I think Ulrika's done enough. I think Ulrika should go through. This is a decision between the two ladies, Kate and Leslie. Kate just attempted everything. Everything you could put in a burger, Kate put in a burger.
It was like the biggest sandwich, like a Scooby snack of enormous proportion.
I just wish she'd have attempted less. Leslie cooked her rice nicely, made a great chapati, but, John, it wasn't a great curry, was it?
Leslie's curry was arguably not really a curry because there was no spice to it. There was no chilli heat in the background. I think if you got Leslie's curry delivered to your home, you'd be really disappointed.
If I have to go home today, which I sincerely hope I don't, then I know I did my very best today and cooked food that I'm proud of.
I'm just hoping that they can see the effort that I've put in, and my effort and the flavour of my burger is enough to carry me through to the final 5.
All I can say is well done, and you should be really proud of yourselves. Not easy when you've come so far and one of you has to leave. The contestant leaving us is Leslie. Leslie, thank you so much for all your hard work.
Don't remind me not to make curry next to you. It was unfortunate that I didn't get chips, because I make chips like nobody else makes chips. But Honestly, being a MasterChef semi-finalist was beyond my wildest dreams, and I will treasure the experiences that I've had and the people that I've met for the rest of my life.
Congratulations. Now there's just 5 of us.
Yes!
Oh, well done.
Survived another day, guys.
I know. Oh, I'm absolutely thrilled to be through to the last 5. It's just kind of way beyond anything that I had thought about. I'm kind of bowled over.
I was quite looking forward to not having to think about recipes anymore. I'm gonna have to think about what to cook next.
Right now, I am ridiculously happy. Plenty to build on, but also a lot of very constructive criticism as well. I'm happy.
Right now, the finals are touching distance. So when you're this close, you can only want to be in the final 3. So get home, get cooking. Practice, practice, practice.
Not been the best day for myself, but I've overcome so much and I'm so proud of myself.
It's early morning, and the 5 celebrities are on their way to Stowe House and Gardens in rural Buckinghamshire.
I feel like I'm on the set of a Jane Austen film or something.
I expect deer to be like galloping in the background.
It is absolutely stunning.
Created nearly 300 years ago, the grounds here are one of the finest examples of the work of Capability Brown, Britain's most revered landscape architect.
Welcome to the beautiful Stowe House. We are here to celebrate the life and work of England's greatest ever landscape gardener, Lancelot Capability Brown. And today there is a high tea in his honour.
Today, you're going to be guided by an extraordinary pastry chef, Cherish Finden, one of the country's best pastry chefs.
Wow.
Pressure.
The guests today are some of the country's finest gardening experts. You've got to truly impress. Ladies and gentlemen, good luck to you. Off you go.
Thank you.
Man.
I've cooked for my fair share of WIs and church fetes, but I think this is going to be more than just a scone and a cucumber sandwich.
It's not going to be a walk in the park. It's genuinely going to be, it's going to be a tough one.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't even know what high tea is. I had to look it up online. But we're at that stage of the competition now. There's no blagging it, there's no just about scraping by. We've got to pull out all the stops.
Guiding the celebrities today is Cherish Finden. Originally from Singapore, Cherish won gold at the Culinary Olympics, and her eye-catching creations have seen her acclaimed as one of the world's leading pastry chefs.
I think it's very fascinating cooking. You can express your feeling onto a plate of beautiful food, and this is what I enjoy most. I am a great teacher. If they have the spark, if they have the passion that I can see in the eye, that is the right candidate for me.
Hi, good morning.
Morning. Good morning, chef, and welcome to my kitchen. So we are going to have a fun day today. However, my reputation is in your hand, and I expect full concentration from the start to the finishing point. Good luck, chef. Follow me. Thank you.
Cherish has created a special garden-themed menu in honour of Capability Brown. Each celebrity will be responsible for recreating one of her dishes. Ulrika's dish is called Mini Prawn Pillar and Cucumber Caviar. Inspired by the garden's many temples and follies, it's comprised of a rice casing with a carrot, turnip and prawn filling, deep-fried glass noodles, a soft-boiled quail's egg, and finished with edible flowers.
Cucumber and carrot, I like it to be very thinly peeled.
This is my childhood favorite. it takes me back to Singapore into my nanny kitchen. When I was young, this is my favorite dish.
I would like you to tip off as much oil as possible.
One of the many technical challenges Ulrika faces is to make the delicate deep-fried rice pillars.
And then dip back into the oil.
Gosh, it's as thin as that.
Yeah.
The casing has to be very, very thinly made. That is very technical for them to achieve.
And make sure that it is golden brown. This is deep-fried glass noodle. It should be quite natural kind of look to it. Hang off the prawn on the shell. Well, this is very refreshing. So it's a cucumber caviar.
The caviar is to remember that capability brown. He is a gardener. I need to make the dish look pretty.
Oh, it's so delicate.
And good
It's
luck.
beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
As well as being food, this is a work of art. I love making food look beautiful, but it doesn't look simple, does it, the dish? It looks very, very complicated, and it is.
Kate is in charge of Cherish's second dish, tea at the parterre. Savoury pastry puffs ornately designed to resemble the landscape from the air, filled with chicken curry and served with teh tarik, a spiced tea. To create the distinctive pastry ridges, Kate must master the art of lamination.
So as you can see that the beautiful lamination work across the dough.
This particular technique, I grew up with it. So to me, I do it day in, day out. It might be very challenging for the chef today. We shall see.
So you pipe in as much filling as possible right in the center, and then you cover it up. Yeah, the most crucial thing is not to have the mix get out of the paste. Yeah. And I would like you to pinch it like a Cornish pasty, okay?
Just before service, the cinnamon and cardamom spiced tea must be frothed up.
So it's very important that you inject air bubbles into it so that the air bubble contains the aroma of the spices.
I'm just really aware that the key to this is that pastry.
You'll be fine.
Do you know what, Chef? I'm so glad you've got so much confidence.
Becky's challenge is to make Cherish's little daisy flower pots. The flowers are made from icing, and the base contains a classic Victoria sponge.
The Victoria sponge needs to make the best Victoria sponge that you ever make. It has to be light, it has to be fluffy, it has to be moist as well.
The sponge is then encased in a brown sugar paste to give it its flower pot-like appearance before the intricate decorating process begins.
You clean, you push it, and make sure that every petal is very neatly done as well.
This dish itself is very technical because it's all about decoration as well.
Press it in. For this technique, you need to work as fast as possible.
The finishing touch is to end up with a very nice piece of daisy sitting very proudly on top of the flower pot.
You have fun today.
Yeah, that's so sweet. Very clever.
Thank you.
It's seriously impressive. I'm not delicate at all. I think that's safe to say. I'm an athlete. I'm like, yeah. So it's going to be a challenge, but really, really hope to do her proud.
Becky's first job is to get her Victoria sponge into the oven.
Right, this timer's freaking me out. It's on, we're a go.
Steph, are we ready for this challenge?
I think so. If you're here to hold my hand for most of it, then...
I will hold your hand from the start to the finishing point.
Good.
Don't worry about that.
Dev is tasked with making toadstool choux, a choux pastry stuffed with a mango and white chocolate mousse sitting on a lemon meringue and a bed of chocolate soil.
So I imagine that when Capability Brown, he was walking around his beautiful garden in autumn, he might find this little toadstool around his garden. So this is where I get the inspiration from.
The head of the toadstool is made out of choux pastry, which is then covered with a thin red sablé biscuit and filled with a mango and white chocolate mousse.
Just on the meringue. Okay. And then I would like you to pipe the royal icing in.
So clever.
Thank you.
That's amazing. Wow. A very daunting prospect. As long as Cherish doesn't go too far, I think I might be calling her every 5 minutes, like, miss, I don't know what I'm doing, but I've got pictures, I've got words written down, exact instructions. Surely only an idiot can mess this up.
Dev's first task is to make his choux pastry.
I made choux pastry for a dessert. I wanted to make eclairs, and it was a complete disaster. Hopefully this will be a little bit better. It's all in when you add the eggs. I think that's when it happens. That's where the magic happens.
The final course is Angelica's responsibility. Cherish's chocolate garden monument. A frozen mousse dipped in chocolate, sitting on a tempered chocolate disc, and a praline-filled brownie and shortbread.
Inject some of the praline paste into the center of the chocolate brownie.
This chocolate little pastry is very, very technical in terms of making.
Does it have to be right in the centre?
Right in the center. So, and you can see this is off the center.
Yeah.
Push it so that it looks like a sphere.
Yeah.
Okay?
This will be the grand finale for the whole challenge. It is so tasty, it is so cute when you look at it, and it's quite monumental as well.
My goodness, these look like miniature masterpieces. You don't want to eat it because it looks so beautiful. That is incredible. If you look inside, you see the mousse, the praline, the brownie, and the biscuit. And it definitely takes you on a journey. Right, let's get making it.
The grounds of Stowe House were Capability Brown's first great project. Appointed head gardener in 1741, he developed a whole new style of landscape architecture, making Stowe the most visited estate in its time.
I would say Brown transformed the English countryside, but he also, and perhaps more important, he transformed our idea of what the English countryside is, so that anyone thinking about England today thinks about cricket, the pub, the old oak tree. That's an image that Brown created.
It's 2 hours before service.
Chef, this is a working kitchen. I expect clean as you go. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, chef.
Ulrika's prawn-filled pastry cases will be served first. And she's already feeling the pressure.
There is something like 1, 2, 3, 4 other elements, and then putting the dish together.
Kate has started on the time-consuming task of making the laminated pastry for her curry puffs. She needs to precisely roll and combine a butter dough with the pastry mix to create the desired layered effect.
The dough has to be about 1 to 2 millimeters thick before they roll it up like a Swiss roll. So this is very technical. If they get it wrong, they will not get the lamination.
I know how to make pastry. I know that's reasonable pastry. But we've got Cherish. This is her grandmother's recipe. Seriously, this amount of faffing is why I don't do puff pastry at home. Will I ever make puff pastry again in my own kitchen? Probably not.
Dev is ready to add the eggs to his choux pastry mix. Once combined, the mixture must be perfectly smooth if it's to work.
Your mix doesn't look right to me. When I scoop it out, can you see that it's very lumpy? Can you see that?
Yeah.
That is flour. Okay? So I'd like you to remake that again.
Sure. Something I'm not doing right. Part of my process, I keep messing up. I haven't figured out what that is, but I've got a good feeling about this one. Famous last words, look, as I say, as I drop a massive chunk of sugar in.
The centerpiece of Angelica's chocolate monument is a rich chocolate mousse made with a crème anglaise base. The anglaise needs to be heated to exactly 85 degrees.
Bit more, bit more.
Any more, and the mixture will curdle.
You okay?
Yes.
You are okay, aren't
Yeah, and I'm not saying that in a big-headed way. It's just that I've really studied my recipe.
you? What do you think the trickiest bit is?
Oh, the trickiest bit, I think, for me, will be the mousse. And it has to get cool in an hour and a half, so I need to get this in quickly.
It's hard work, isn't it?
It is hard work, and I'm not letting this custard curdle.
All right.
I'm on it. Right, is this hotter, this one? Oh, is that Deb's? Is that Deb's? Deb's. Ah, Deb's!
Sorry.
Sorry, I tried to...
Just 90 minutes before the first course, and Dev needs to start his choux pastry mix for a third time.
Starting all over again from the beginning. Classic sort of mistake, really. I tried to cut a few corners. I tried to speed things up a little bit to save me time. In actual fact, it's lost me time now.
Becky's Victoria sponge is cooked and now ready to be coated in lemon syrup and then cut into flower pot cylinders.
Feels soft, feels airy, really good.
Did you ever think you'd be making flowers and flower pots?
It's teaching me how to be pretty and delicate and...
And calm.
Yeah.
And patient.
Patience, not a strong forte of mine.
Not that I haven't noticed that along the way, Becky, but I sort of know that a little bit now. I'm really pleased for you. You look really happy today.
I like someone telling me what to do and I'll get on and do it. So today I'm happy.
Across the kitchen, Angelica's anglaise is made and ready to be combined with the melted chocolate.
At first, I felt a little bit, whoa, what is going on? So many instructions. I'm just breaking it down, taking my time. And it seems to be mixing well, so I'm pleased.
Whipping cream is then added. It needs to be folded in gently to create the perfect light and airy mousse.
It's very light. It doesn't coat on my palate, so well done. Come on, let's get it into the mold and get it into the blast chiller ASAP.
After a tough start, Dev is behind and is now juggling a number of elements for his complex toadstool pastry. With the choux for his toadstool heads finally made, he must now pipe each one to an exact size and shape.
I don't want to jinx it, but those last couple look quite pretty. It's only taken me 3 rows to get it right.
Okay, some of them you can see that it's very uneven. So you can see that it's father, mother, brother, uncle. They're all in there in one big family. Not acceptable. We're going to scrape it off. We're going to repipe it again because you're wasting a lot of time.
Right, of course.
Yeah, every minute is precious. Come on, let's go, chef. You're behind, huh?
Today's guests all share a love of the gardens of Capability Brown. They include Chelsea Gold medalists Juliet Sargent and brothers Harry and David Rich, revered landscape architect Bunny Guinness, garden consultant John Phibbs, the head of the Stowe Preservation Trust Nick Morris, and the Duchess of Rutland of Belvoir Castle, which was landscaped by Capability Brown.
Cheers.
There's just half an hour before the first course is due to be served. Ulrika is first up, but is only just beginning to deep fry her rice cases for her mini prawn pillars.
Ulrika, you are already behind. You need to tell me how much more mise en place do you have to catch up?
I still have to cook my eggs and the prawns. And
So it's sort of like 20 to 3 now. The timing that you have to serve is 3 o'clock.
Oh.
So should we give you just 20 more minutes
That would be
to catch
amazing.
up?
Thank you, yes. If I
Okay,
could try
all
for
right.
that would be great.
Okay.
Thank you.
I think Ulrika is struggling a little bit at the moment. She has a lot of problem with the little rice casing. She takes ages to make it.
I spent a fair chunk of time just preparing the filling for these. But I'm just worried about the other elements that I've got to get done in time. There's just so many elements. I mean, I've worked solidly and I've just not even seemed to be there.
Kate is ready to make her curry puffs. The laminated dough must be rolled to exactly 5.5 centimetres.
I've never laminated in my whole life, apart from notices for church notice board. I've laminated them, but that's not the same thing, is it?
Next, she adds the chicken filling before pinching and shaping the delicate pastries.
Kate, this is not curry puff. This look like Chinese dumpling.
I just can't get this crimping right at all.
Okay, I'm going to
Chef.
show you again, yeah?
Please do.
So with your thumb,
Yeah.
I push it in. With my thumb, I push it in.
Okay, let me try.
Yep.
Yeah.
So fiddly, so faffy. Everything is like you do something, wait, do something, wait, because it's got to freeze or chill or settle or dry out. So there's so many little elements that are to it, but I'm getting there, I'm getting there.
With her daisies drying in the dehydrator, Becky's next task is to cover the sponge in a thin layer of brown sugar paste to give it its pot-like appearance.
How are they getting on?
Becky's doing so well. I'm so proud of her. You can come and work in my kitchen anytime.
Yes!
Yeah!
I'll take that.
That turned out all right.
Dev's choux buns must be baked for 20 minutes and then left in the oven to dry out.
The chef said, don't burn them. Your choux pastry's ready.
Do not open the oven. Do not open the oven. Okay, all right. Do not open the oven because it makes the pastry collapse.
no.
No, don't open. Once you see that it collapsed now,
Will it puff a little bit up again?
hopefully they will, hopefully. Do not open the oven. Give me a shout.
Sure? Yes,
Okay?
chef. All right.
Woo!
Okay, 8 minutes. Don't touch anything. I can do that.
There's definitely a bit of a garden theme running throughout the whole menu.
Which do you think is going to be your favourite?
I'm between the flower pot and the toadstool shoe, I think.
Looks lovely.
Ulrika, you only have another 15 minutes.
Thank you, Chef.
Okay, so watch your time. Time
Thank
management.
you. Yes, Chef.
Ulrika's last element to complete is the cucumber caviar, made by boiling cucumber juice with agar-agar.
Why is it not boiling? Come on. Come on. Pressure. There's so much pressure on now.
Okay, Ulrika, how are we doing?
Nearly there. I'm peeling the eggs.
You really have to plate up now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to help you out with the caviar I have prepped earlier on. And I need you to plate out now.
Yep, yes, chef.
For our first course, we've got mini prawn pillar with cucumber caviar. It's the sort of starter that I'll go home and say to my children, you won't believe what I had today.
Okay, guys, come on, let's push. We need to be a bit faster now. Come on, let's go. And then after that, you will put on the flour. Okay, service away.
Service, please. Can I thank you, someone? Oh my God, thank you. I've loved it. I don't want to let anyone down. I felt really flooded over there, like overwhelmed that this wasn't going to happen.
Goodness, look at that.
Ulrika is serving a filled mini prawn pillar and cucumber caviar with deep-fried glass noodles, a quail's egg, and finished with edible flowers.
I love the presentation on the plate. I think that's kind of really sets it off.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a little piece of art, isn't it?
It is, yeah. There's a lot of time and a lot of care gone into it.
Cucumber caviar, jewels,
Yes.
aren't they? Look really nice.
The caviar with the cucumber tastes like real caviar.
It does.
It really, really does. I don't know how they did that.
I was quite intrigued, actually, when I saw the tower, what would be inside it. It was quite a hidden gem, and I think, especially with gardens, sometimes the best things are hidden. So I really like that.
It's superb, isn't
Yes. Oh! It's like a little Thai dish in miniature.
That prawn cooked beautifully, the chili sauce on the side, cucumber caviar. It's really, really lovely. Ulrika had her work cut out. I think she's done all right, you know.
Next up is Kate. Her curry chicken puffs are ready to deep fry.
Oh, they're starting to come to the top. They've risen. Hallelujah, they've risen.
She must also finish her spiced Tay Tarik tea.
You've got to aerate it to get the lovely frothy bubbles in it. But this is what they do at the side of the road when you go for your chai. It's just fun, isn't it?
Okay, it's looking good.
Happy with that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
For our second course, we have tea at the parterre, which I'm imagining will be just beautiful on the plate because, of course, parterre means looking down onto a garden, on the ground.
All right, so I want you to choose the best, and those that is sort of like slightly opened up, I think you should not serve it because it's just like this. This is just not up to standard.
Okay,
at
I'll
all.
choose the best.
Okay.
Yeah. Service. Oh. That crimping thing was one of the hardest things I have done in a long time, and I'm still not convinced I got it absolutely right.
Kate's dish is tea at the parterre. Savoury pastry puffs filled with a traditional chicken curry and served with Tay Tarik, a spiced tea.
Quite spicy in the pasty, which I really like. I have to say, I don't think the pastry is quite perfect. It's a little bit chewy.
The tea, the sweetness of the tea, surprisingly complementary.
The tea was definitely different. That's something I never really have when I go out, but it's quite a nice thing to end on. And I think it's set me up for the next thing. Hopefully a tiny bit bigger.
Wow. I'm pleased for Kate, and I think she would have learned something here because it's light, it's delicate, it's skillful, and it hasn't had the kitchen sink thrown at it.
Becky is ready to put the final touches to her daisy flower pots.
And there's something romantic about a flower pot. So of all the descriptions of menus, this is my favourite, little daisy flower pot.
We'll get there.
We'll get there, we'll get there. We're almost there.
Right, two more.
Okay, 2 more.
Woo!
Woohoo.
How you doing?
Good. Nearly there.
I mean, that's so clever. So you just use a little paintbrush. Oh, look at that. Are you excited that you've done this?
So excited.
Last one, last one.
Service, please. I won't miss you.
Oh. You should be so proud of yourself.
Thank
For
you.
me to say that, you should be very proud.
Oh, my goodness.
The whole thing's terrified me at the start, I'm not gonna lie. The fact that Cherish said that I can come work in her kitchen was just the biggest compliment you can ever get.
Little daisy flower pot.
Little daisy flower pots.
So intricate, isn't it? The tiny, tiny flowers all around the top. It's absolutely beautiful.
The decorative flowers are made from icing, while the base contains a classic Victoria sponge flavoured with lemon drizzle.
The sponge is absolutely delicious. It's really, really light, and then you have that sort of zing of the lemon leaf flavour coming through.
It's very, very moist sponge. If I could make a sponge like this, I'd be very pleased.
I think it's one of those things that looks great, but also has a hell of a lot of work goes into it, and then we just devour it. But it's very much appreciated.
Yes. It was beautiful. I can't wait for my next bite. Thank you.
Delicate as you'd like, it looks fantastic, loads of detail, and it's delicious. She's done amazingly well, Becky. This is by far the most complex dish she's ever attempted, John, and she has pulled it off brilliantly.
Okay, the shoe is done. Take it off.
It's the moment of truth for Dev's shoe toadstools.
Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, as you can see that you open the oven even before they are stabilized, so that is why you can see the concave. Okay, but it's not too bad. This we choose the best one out, and it's not too bad.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm really glad now that I've actually got them out of the oven. It's a bit touch and go there for a little bit. Next, I've got to fill these bad boys, attach them to my little meringue stumps, get it out on time.
Couple more over here. I would like you to dress it up.
Yes, chef?
Yeah? I'll let you do the fun bits.
Thank you. So pretty.
So pretty, you like it?
Very
Good.
nice.
Well done. Not too much, yeah? This is the last one. Make it really, really nice. The grand finale.
All right. I'm almost sad to see him go. Almost.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. One of the areas that I struggle with is concentration, consistency as well. But I thought I learned a lot about myself today, mainly about sticking with something until you get it right.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, that's really sweet, isn't it?
Dev has made choux pastry toadstools, stuffed with a mango and white chocolate mousse, sitting on a lemon meringue and a bed of chocolate soil.
It's really a really lovely presentation. And they look so realistic, don't they?
Yeah.
I just think it looks like something out of a Walt Disney movie, doesn't it?
Snow White came to my
Snow
mind.
White.
The mushroom was perfect. And, you know, I couldn't wait to actually open it up to find out there was a bit of mango in there.
So much work in that. And then that sharpness of the mango coming through after the sweetness of the crust on the outside.
I think for an amateur cook of any description, you know, that is quite exceptional. And well done them.
I think a professional would be proud of that, don't you?
I do.
That's cool, as well as being beautifully done.
I tell you what, Dev, I should imagine right now, is standing about 4 foot taller, because that is incredible work.
Finally, it's Angelica, who's finishing off the last element of her dish, the chocolate shortbreads.
So we're nearly done. Got to do the ganache bit, and I think I'm almost there. But I've got to check my mousse in a minute.
So our final course is very Stowe, chocolate garden monument. There's over 30 to choose from at Stowe, so I wonder what this is going to be.
Chocolate. We all love chocolate. Brilliant way to finish a meal. Fantastic.
And after that, I would like you to put inside the fridge to let it set for 3 minutes before you put the dome on.
Yes, chef. I'm shaking.
Don't drop it.
Chef, don't.
Woo! Okay, well done. Yeah, this is nice.
Yeah, I'll do it this way. And breathe. To produce this tiny, perfect dessert has taken so much work. Today was probably the hardest day so far, but so worth it.
Thank you.
Angelica has made a chocolate garden monument, a frozen mousse dipped in chocolate, sitting on a tempered chocolate disc, and a praline-filled brownie and shortbread.
The presentation on this one is outstanding, isn't it? And this comes straight from the window of a top Parisian pâtissier, I suspect.
That's very gooey. That top layer was just so smooth and creamy. And then a very thick fudginess in the bottom layer and the biscuit. So many skills wrapped up in one little bomb.
For me, this one had the most elegance. Outstanding, really, really cool.
If garden monuments are meant to be a surprise, I think that's really nailed the spirit of the garden here and the architecture within the garden.
I think it's excellent.
Yeah, what a way to finish.
That is divine, divine chocolate work. The lightest mousse you've ever had, and it's rich, rich with chocolate, but only mildly sweet. Angelica's done a great job. A great job.
I suspect we've enjoyed ourselves more than you have. But what you provided for us has really been in the spirit of this place, in the spirit of Capability Brown, and I really take my hat off to professionals in a different field who can turn your hands so easily to catering. Marvellous. There's a job for any of you whenever you like.
Oh, well, take it.
It's really nice to hear that people appreciate it and love the food. So I feel really good. It's quite emotional, actually. It's really lovely.
Today was such a treat. Honestly, such a privilege and an honour.
I've learned so much and taken so much away from today, and I think I got there in the end. So yeah, I'm very proud of myself.
Today was just the toughest, but I'll leave knowing that I put something nice on a plate.
I feel like my face has been squished against that glass ceiling of my own ability for quite a long time now. All in all, really, really proud and happy.
I'm so impressed by the quality of the work they did here today. I mean, they had a lesson from a true master.
Today, I think it's been marvellous. They may have learnt a huge amount, but the next time they cook for you and I, one of them's going home. That means we've got our final 4.
Not even let myself entertain the fact that I could be through to finals week. I'm just trying to focus so much on today.
Most overwhelmingly, it's anticipation. Once I'm started, then you're on the train, so you can kind of hopefully keep going.
Today definitely is make or break. I would be over the moon if I went through. It'd mean a lot.
The competition has been the most fun I've had with my cassock off in a long time, but it's also been the most pressured thing that I've done in a while.
Today is about focus, about getting my head down. You know what? I'm locked in now.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You did amazingly well. Amazingly well at Stowe. Let's reproduce some of that cookery magic, shall we? Today, we are asking you to create a dish inspired by somebody close to you. A dish of emotion and passion.
At the end of this, 4 of you will be finalists. That means 1 of you will be going home. 1 hour and 20 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, let's cook.
You making a risotto?
I am indeed, yeah.
What's the dish?
Pea, ricotta and lemon zest risotto, and hopefully some stuffed courgette flour on the side. I'm sort of paying homage to my stepfather, who was really my culinary food revolution. I came to England when I was 12 and came to live with my stepfather. He introduced me to Italian food, and that to me was like, other than pizza, which I'd had in Sweden, I'd just never known anything like it. Simple, but with amazing flavours.
So what was your stepfather's name?
Michael. He's going to be 80 this year, and I'm going to be 50 this year, so...
What would Michael think of this?
Oh, well, I hope he'd be really proud, because he's a food critic in my life. Hopefully he'll be proud. Michael would be furious if I messed this dish up. He's a very direct man, so if it comes out as it's supposed to, then I'll be absolutely thrilled.
Peas, ricotta cheese in a risotto, wonderful. With the courgette flour, crispy on the outside, soft on the inside, fantastic. I like her endeavour.
20 minutes have gone. You've got an hour left. Becky, you've got loads and loads of posh things.
I know. I'm trying to posh it up today. I've even bought quail eggs. It's the first time I've ever eaten a quail's egg from trying this recipe.
Dish inspired by whom?
My daughter, Summer. She is a fussy eater, so I can't sometimes believe she's mine. But she loves pesto pasta. Absolutely loves it. So I'm trying to do a posh MasterChef version of pesto pasta. So I'm doing an egg-filled ravioli, one with a potato and wild garlic filling, one with a mushroom filling, filled with quail's egg, and then I'm doing a pesto sauce.
Can you make it look smart?
That's the thing that I'm struggling with, but I've got some lovely, pretty flowers that might help me. Fingers crossed.
I think a lot of people just see you as athletes and being tough, so now I'm a mum, I'm like, I'm not. I worry about my child and I just want her to be okay. So yeah, she's 100% changed my life for the better, and I couldn't not choose my daughter, could I?
At this stage of the competition, doing 2 different fillings for ravioli is risky. Adding into the mix an egg yolk, which still needs to be runny, is really, really tough.
final is in touching distance. Not quite sure what's going to happen because I've decided to do something notoriously difficult. I'm a bit nervous now. Even thinking about it and talking about it is making butterflies come in my stomach.
What dish are you making?
I'm making a baked Alaska.
Are you?
Yeah. What I love about baked Alaska is that they originated from New York. And both Michael and I love New York. We used to go there every year. We got engaged there, we eloped there. And I just thought it would be quite a fitting tribute to him because I think he's amazing.
So this dish is in honour of your loving husband?
Yeah. He's just a good man. He's a great dad, great friend, great husband. So boom, who better than do something for him?
A baked Alaska. One of their most complex and difficult desserts. You've got to have a great sponge. You've got to have great jam. You've got to have really solid ice cream, and you've got to cover the whole lot with a tame meringue. It is really, really hard. One thing goes wrong here, then the whole thing has failed. Halfway. 40 minutes gone, 40 minutes left.
What's got me this far is relying on recipes that I really know well. The only trouble is those well-known familiar recipes are now starting to run out and I'm starting to feel even more out of my depth than I have done before.
Who inspired the dish?
So I'm big on family. My mum's one of 7 children. My cousin Hannah is just 18 months younger than me. And we were raised like sisters. So we were dressed the same as kids and we went to the same school and on holiday together. So when we were little, we used to go to our Uncle Edward's sweet shop to stuff our faces with sweet treats. So I'm doing a rhubarb and custard trifle. Then I'm doing a shard of honeycomb drizzled with milk chocolate and then a thyme and sea salt toffee apple, mini toffee apple to go with that.
Kate, you do more than most people.
This is me trying not to do as much.
We've not got one dessert, we've got 3. Rhubarb and custard, a toffee apple, and a honeycomb covered in chocolate. Saying that, love the adventure. Guys, you've got 30 minutes left. That's all you got. Thank you.
Part of my strategy for today's dish is to take something that's not very healthy, frozen food, and to turn that into something a little bit more highbrow. So after hanging around with those poshos the other day, I can't help but feel that some of it might have rubbed off on me.
Well, what are you making?
So my dish of love is dedicated to my mum. I wanted to recreate a lot of the memories of being a kid, sat around the telly, watching Gladiators, You've Been Framed, and our favourite thing to have would have been crispy pancakes. And I really, really wanted to do a crispy pancake, but I realised I can't just show up here and bung one in the oven. So I'm trying to do a posh, healthier version of a crispy pancake. And I'm going to serve it with honey roasted parsnips and a carrot puree.
Does Mum know you're on here doing this competition?
Yeah, she's been very supportive, very proud, just as surprised as I am that I've been in it for this long. But I think my mum also knows that when I really put my head down, when I really, really try and do something, I normally get results.
I've just realised you're talking about those frozen pancakes.
The very same, yeah.
Brilliant,
nice
brilliant. I remember them, Dev.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Honey parsnips and carrot puree, I don't know if they really work together, but a pancake full of chicken and mushroom, oh, 1971, welcome back.
You guys have got just 10 minutes. Just 10 minutes to cook your way into the final. Guys, you've got 5 minutes, please, just 5. That's it, stop. Time's up.
My God, babe.
In honour of her stepdad, Michael, Ulrika has cooked a pea, ricotta and lemon zest risotto with a battered courgette flour filled with ricotta and parmesan.
I think it looks great. It smells fantastic.
That looks like something that would be photographed in a food magazine.
The problem I've got with this is I just want to eat the whole lot. The rice is cooked really nicely. I love the texture of it. It's not too soupy, it's not too thick, it's not too gloopy. And as for the courgette flour, I think that's fantastic. Give me a glass of white wine in the sun, I'll be really happy.
Those flavours are absolutely delicious. It is sweet from the peas, and there is a real lemon zing that livens up the whole of your palate. It's brilliantly seasoned. That is a beautiful, beautiful summer risotto.
I'm really, really thrilled with the comments, and that really warms my heart.
Inspired by her daughter's love of pesto pasta, Becky has made 2 types of ravioli. One filled with wild garlic potato puree and a hen's egg. The other filled with mushroom and quail's egg, all served with pesto, a parmesan tuile, and edible flowers.
I really appreciate what you're doing with the presentation. I think what you've done today is absolutely right because you're pushing yourself.
This food is completely and utterly unrecognisable from the sort of food that you were doing a number of weeks ago. Look, your egg yolk is running. That's really good. That's really, really good. Your flavour, of course, is the pesto. Big, powerful pesto, bit of garlic, and those wonderful little, almost like tuiles you've made that have the real strength and zing of parmesan. Flavours are good, textures are good, it looks good. They're the 3 things that make up a very good dish.
Your pasta is as thin as you like. Your egg yolks, both quail and hen's egg, are also runny, which is fantastic. You make good pesto. No wonder your daughter likes it.
My daughter loves pesto, so yeah, she'll be happy.
I think it's really very, very good. I think it's really accomplished.
When he cut into that egg and it was runny, I was like, oh, I felt like an elephant lifted off my shoulders. I was like, oh, thank gosh.
Dev has made a take on his childhood favourite, crispy pancakes. One has a chicken and mushroom filling, and the other is steak and kidney. Served with honey-roasted parsnips and a carrot puree.
Dev, it's not particularly attractive.
Nah.
Your fillings are really tasty. The beef and the kidney is lovely. Your chicken and mushroom is delicious. What's on the outside is almost better than pastry, which I don't think you could get, because it's a pancake with breadcrumbs. What I see here are all the things you as a kid loved to eat.
Parsnip and carrot are both sweet and both cooked very, very nicely. Your 2 pancakes, especially the steak and kidney, are absolutely delicious. However, these 2 things don't make a dish. I think in order for it to work, they've both got to be the same flavour, and you've got to think of what it's going to match.
Right. I think if I served that to my mum, she'd think it's the most amazing thing ever. But then, again, my mum is my biggest fan, so I don't know. Every time I've practiced it at home, it's taken me 3 hours to put that together, so I managed to do that in half the time today. So there's some victories here, some.
In memory of visits to her uncle's sweet shop, Kate has made a trio of desserts. A rhubarb and custard trifle, chocolate-covered honeycomb, and a thyme and sea salt toffee apple.
The toffee apple is challenging, Salt and toffee and thyme isn't what you would normally expect. The honeycomb is too chewy. As simple as a trifle is, it tastes absolutely delicious. I wish it looked smarter.
OK.
The sponge soaked with lots of booze, and the rhubarb is stewed beautifully, and you haven't put too much sugar, so you've got a bit of sharpness in the background, which is great. Your honeycomb with the chocolate across the outside, you know it hasn't worked.
Yeah.
I've been saying this to you through the competition. I think sometimes you don't need to do so much. I don't necessarily want to have chocolate and honeycomb with my rhubarb boozed trifle.
As usual, I'm pretty hard on myself, so I'm really gutted about that honeycomb. I kept trying and trying and trying, and I thought it looked really pretty. I just can't seem to get it.
Last up is Angelica. Inspired by her husband Michael and their love of New York City, she's made a baked Alaska, a vanilla cupcake filled with strawberry jam and a pistachio ice cream, all encased in an Italian meringue, served with a strawberry coulis.
Whoa. Whoa. Brilliantly well done. Look at that.
I'm so stressed today.
That's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. You worked really, really hard. You made ice cream, you made sponge, you made jam, you made Italian meringue, and you got absolutely right. Well done, you. Good job, mate.
Thank you.
Good on you. Really fantastic.
This dish inspired by your love for your husband. I hope he's as happy as I am over this absolutely stunningly beautiful dessert you've made. You have the lovely, sharp, sweet berries and that wonderful pistachio ice cream. Seriously, this could turn up as dessert in very smart restaurants.
Oh, yes. So nasty.
I feel a bit dazed. I didn't know if it was going to work, but I'm just so pleased it did, and they loved it. They loved it. I don't think since I've been on this show that I've had comments like that. So I'm just over the moon.
We've been doing this competition for quite a while, you know, and it never ceases to amaze me. Some of the stuff you're cooking is, just, what can I say? It's got a wow value that I just didn't expect. We've got the toughest decision to make so far. Thank you so much. Off you go.
That was intense.
Angelica, that was amazing.
I'm amazed by the quality of the cooking. I'm amazed by the ambition of these guys.
There are some dishes in here which would easily grace the table of a restaurant, and there's some that probably couldn't.
Yeah, look. I don't know how much practice Angelica is putting in when she goes home, but that Alaska was incredible.
Open it up, there it was. Green ice cream, jam, sponge, all sitting there. Really lovely.
Angelica, finalist, right?
Absolutely.
Ulrika doesn't just make attractive-looking food, she makes beautiful tasting food. That risotto was alive with flavour. She served it with a lightly battered stuffed courgette. Absolutely delicious food, John. I love that sort of food.
I agree with you. I think Ulrika's food is fantastic. I want her to believe in it.
I think she does.
Do you?
I think she believes in herself. I think she just gets nervous.
Becky, quail's egg, runny, hen's egg, runny inside ravioli. I mean, who would have expected that from Becky at the start of the competition? She didn't know what a quail's egg was.
If Becky's not the front runner, she's chasing the pack. She's not too far behind. Becky cooked her socks off today. It was a brilliant effort. So we have got, deservingly, Angelica, Ulrika and Becky in the final.
We have. We've got a decision now between Dev and Kate.
I thought her trifle tasted great, but Kate's honeycomb with the chocolate didn't work because the honeycomb was far too chewy. I thought the little toffee apple flavoured with salt and thyme, that was interesting, challenging.
And those three things don't necessarily belong together. I'm not quite sure. Dev's crispy pancakes, I was fascinated by. It wasn't the most elegant thing in the world, however, he's pushing himself.
Dev made some really tasty food today. My worry is how was he ever going to translate those 2 savoury pancakes into a finished dish?
This is a tough decision. Who's going to be?
The standard of cooking is now so high in this competition that the tiniest little thing could send you home, which is why I'm panicking over the quality of my honeycomb.
On one hand, I really want to go through to the next round. I want to keep learning. I just feel like I've got more left in me. I don't feel like I completely knocked it out of the park today. So I'd at least like to stay in the competition that long.
This is a really strong competition this year, and you guys you're incredible.
The person leaving us is Kate. Kate, thank you so very much.
Thank you, Kate. Thanks very much. Obviously, you know, it's disappointing to go home, of course it is, but I'm sort of relieved. I did more than I ever thought I would in this competition, and I can walk out of that door with my head held high. It's been an absolute blast.
You can breathe now, I think, and have a hug.
Total shock. I was motioning to move forward. I was thinking they're definitely going to say my name. I'll start making my exit. To now be a finalist, this is right up there with like the best things I've achieved in life. I don't think I'm going to do anything better than this. This is it. It's happened.
It's amazing to come this far, and it's something I never, ever, ever expected to say was that I would be final 4 of MasterChef. So very, very good day.
Oh, it's just absolutely mind-blowing and truly, truly amazing, incredible.
You jump over one hurdle and it's like, yeah, this is great, I'm in the final 4. And it's like, OK, what's next? There's no let up. So, on one hand, I feel amazing and elated, but I know that this is going to get tougher.
To the final.
Yeah.
Next time, it's the finals. The remaining 4 cook for some of the country's leading restaurant critics.
Oh, you gotta be.
Don't talk to me.
Only the best 3 cooks can go through to the final.
I don't think they'd come out very well.
We are in for an absolute ripper.
I wouldn't give these to my Labrador.